The American Revolutionary War was riddled with Enlightenment ideals, martyrs, and turning points.
Hey, didn't you already use this intro?
But what were the causes of this 8-year conflict which claimed the lives of over 15,000 Americans and Brits, showing the world the cracks in the British Empire and inspiring countless revolutions for centuries to come, with varying degrees of success? In 1767, the Townshend Acts were imposed by the British Parliament, placing taxes on glass, lead, paint, paper, and tea. The famous slogan of "No taxation without representation" was adopted because of these taxes, which Britain sorely needed after going bankrupt during the 7 Years' War, which was also known as the French and Indian War. Dissension in the colonies rose because of the Townshend Acts, considering that up to this point, the colonies had enjoyed relative salutary neglect, meaning they could kind of govern themselves, but now Britain was imposing taxes left and right. Moving on, in 1768, a group of colonists in Boston were heckling some British soldiers, throwing things like snowballs, rocks, and oyster shells at them until the soldiers fought back, opening a volley on the colonists, killing 5. The Boston Massacre was played up in American propaganda, despite it being less of a massacre and more of a tragic accident. Boston just couldn't get enough, though, so on December 16, 1773, a group known as the Sons of Liberty dressed up as Native Americans and threw over 45 tons of tea into the harbor. The Boston Tea Party was certainly a step up from throwing snowballs at British soldiers, and because of it, the Intolerable Acts of 1774 were imposed. These acts were made to punish Massachusetts, including their charter, which allowed them to govern themselves semi-autonomously, being revoked. Now, the people of the colonies were itching for something to be done, other than those losers, the Tories, who supported the British. One orator, Patrick Henry, famously said, "Give me liberty or give me death," in 1775, and early the next year, 1776, Common Sense by Thomas Paine, which advocated for full independence, was published. By this time, the war had already begun, but that's a story for part 2.